The race to decide who replaces Boris in City Hall could come down to the all-important second preferences. Each voter gets a second choice, which applies in the final round if their first choice is eliminated. Tonight, the Greens will say who they want their supporters to back, and given they came third with 100,000 votes last time, it could be enough to swing it. Here's our political correspondent, Simon Harris.
He survived 2 world wars without one, but today Nelson got a gas mask. Greenpeace activists scaled Nelson's column to protest about pollution. The stunt, involving several statues, came as the London Green Party decided where it would like its supporters to place their second preference votes on May the 5th.
Londoners' second preferences will almost certainly decide the election. The first 4 elections, no one's won it on first preferences, so they've relied on second preferences to get over that line.
In 2012, the Greens came third, beating the Liberal Democrats. Almost 100,000 Londoners voted for the party's candidate Jenny Jones, and all of them had a second preference vote.
In previous elections, the Greens, whenever they've taken a view, have always backed the Labour candidate for mayor. But this time the party has decided to set a test before deciding whether to endorse Sadiq Khan or Zach Goldsmith.
For the Greens, the deal breakers include airport expansion, new roads, especially the Silvertown Tunnel beneath the Thames, and the demolition of council estates.
Our 4 red lines are not just about green issues, they're about council estate regeneration and inequality, as well as airports and road building, and it's those 4 issues we'll be assessing them on this evening.
The Tory candidate this time is a former editor of The Ecologist magazine and an outspoken critic of Heathrow Airport. But is he green enough for Green voters?
I haven't just picked this issue up for the sake of the mayoral election. I'm consistent. This is an issue that goes back as far as I remember.
How much would you like the Greens' second preference vote?
But my job is to win the arguments between now and May the 5th and persuade more than half of London's voters to give me their first or second preference.
The Conservatives clearly don't understand the importance of being a green city. I do.
Are you greener than Zach Goldsmith?
Well, it's for others to decide, but I'll compare my manifesto to his any day of the week. I've got a plan to make London the greenest city in the world.
Who are you going to recommend your voters give their second preferences to?
No, I'm not recommending anything. I wouldn't be so arrogant as to assume that people should listen to what I say they do with their vote.
Would you tell your voters where to give their second preference votes to?
No, I'm telling voters to vote for me for mayor and to vote for Caroline Pidgeon's London Liberal Democrats on the orange ballot paper. It's up to them what they do with their other votes.
Tonight, Scotland Yard said 8 people were arrested over the statue protests. Simon Harris, ITV News, Westminster.
Well, here's a list of all the candidates standing for mayor on May the 5th. A reminder that you only have until midnight tonight to register to vote.